Why? And that I go on to say, I don't got time for the hate. I need more time in my day. I put the ice on my bay, yeah. She riding on me. I get my drip overseas. Niggas are hating on me, yeah.
How y'all doing, ladies and gentlemen? Pieces and blessings upon all my AkHis and all of my sisters out there. Welcome to Split Decision. I'm your host, AkHi. To my left is no other than
Professor Nims, the pundit with the PhD in pugilism.
I talk to him nice, don't talk to him twice, because that's a real life professor. So y'all know what time it is. Time for y'all to go to the AkHi University. So go ahead and smash that like button. Click on the notification bell to get notified every time we go live. And we got a lot to talk about because obviously Canelo Alvarez, Ryan Garcia fought last night. You know, if y'all ain't see our live reaction, y'all should tune in. And they said Canelo versus Kovalev is a fix. They saying, hey, B, the problem, Broner, fought his homeboy, Gervonta Tank Davis, which also turned out to be false. It was
Fake
a rumor
news
from a Canelo camp, I believe, that spread that rumor out when they was just playing around. You know what I'm saying? They blew out of proportion. That being said, you know, let's get straight to it, because, you know, you know me. I got ear infection today because, you know, I'm allergic to bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, from the last episode, Professor Nim, you know, a lot of things happened. They said that I was cutting you off, but at the end of the day, you know, it was a moment of silence for you because you threw out information out there because it wasn't true. You said Charlo and Andre didn't fight around the same time that Canelo fought, which was not true. You also didn't want to say that Canelo is not trying to fight Andre and Charlo, but we're going to get into all that good stuff.
We've never seen Canelo at this weight. I thought he looked spectacular on the scales.
What you trying to say? He been eating the Mexican tacos?
He might have a good conditioner.
Now he ate the Mexican tacos before, didn't he?
We'll see. Yeah, he did. He did.
So
nobody brings that up.
Did he get tested?
I was the one that I think that they did the USDA.
That shit don't count. Listen, if it ain't VADA, if it ain't USADA, you could get around it. And it looks suspicious because Canelo did move up 2 weight divisions. And the man looked like he had no fat on him.
It happened. So when Bernard Hopkins went up against Antonio Tarver, Bernard Hopkins was the one that was landing the power punches, and he even dropped Tarver. I mean, it was kind of a sense Tarver had, you know, put his hand down on the canvas, but he was the one that was kind of being the boss in there. If you go up correctly and you put it on, maybe we don't know. Maybe Canelo was depleting himself to get down to that weight. But he looked in really good shape.
Let me tell you this. LL Cool J.
LL
Cool J follow boxing. He a boxing fan.
Yeah.
He a boxing fan.
You talking about steroids?
No, I'm talking about he came out and said that the fight was a fix.
I know. So I like listening to people who never boxed, who never stepped in the ring, and who's a celebrity that don't know what the fuck he talking about.
Jack came out and said the fight looked like it was a fix to him. So you said somebody
Badu been hit it. Nah, Badu been hitting the head a few times. Badu got a lot of his little synapses is not sparking off like they supposed to at this point.
All right, so to this you say what? Kovalev got a 3-fight deal with the Zone after the knockout loss to Canelo. Now picture this. Why would they give Kovalev a 3-fight deal when Kovalev just got knocked out by Canelo? When Kovalev is on his way out.
This happened this
morning?
Just
happened. They gave him a 3-fight deal to fight your boy. Hold on.
I think that happened prior.
But I'm saying they had promos of Canelo Alvarez being a 4-time world champion. How did y'all make him so quick? And not just that. People say it's a fix because it looked like a fix because Canelo didn't break Kovalev down. It's just he just landed good punches, you know, here and there, and then out of nowhere he exploded like he's Mike Tyson and shit and knocked him out in the 11th round like he's the power puncher. Like Crusher is not the power puncher, like he's the power puncher. And we all knew Kovalev didn't throw no power punches throughout the fight. He was throwing pity-pat punches. Even the right hands, he was leaning forward, throwing it as if it's a jab. Like, where's Kovalev power at?
He always fights like that.
Man, he was throwing pity-pat punches. Even the jabs wasn't a hard, stiff jab. I did not see him step to Canelo not even one time. Like, what's up? I'ma welcome you to my division. You saw Ryan Garcia did it to Dunno. Yeah. And Dunno's the power puncher.
Who's Dunno?
He's the power puncher. And Ryan Garcia, what he did to him, he washed him. He was like, I'm gonna welcome you to this level, right? But I'm saying is this. Kovalev was supposed to do that to Canelo. He was supposed to let his hands fly. Did he do that?
Listen,
what did Golden Boy send you right now? What excuse did they send you?
Nah, this is my boy London Webb. That's my boy London Webb. Like he fucks with Canelo and stuff. So I'm gonna hit him back because we right in the middle of the show. But I'm gonna give, unlike my host over there, AkHi, I'm gonna give Canelo credit. Even though I did pick against him. I thought that Kovalev, particularly with Buddy McGirt in his corner, was going to come up with a plan, and I thought he had one more great performance in him. Canelo, so I do want to make a point because, like,
to none of what I just said. Like, you saying that's your opinion. I respect it, but like I said,
my opinion.
But I'm saying you ain't respond to what I just said. It didn't like the fact that he got a 3-fight deal with the zone, like. He just lost by knockout. Why would they give him a 3-fight deal?
They gave him the deal to take the fight. So when they
paid him
negotiated,
$14 million almost.
When they negotiated for him to fight Canelo, they gave him like usually that's what happens. So when Tito Trinidad, when he fought Bernard Hopkins, and Bernard Hopkins knocked him out, he had part of that deal was that he had to fight his next 3 fights had to be under Don King. So people do that. Like when you have leverage, you do that.
Let me tell you this. Who has the leverage? Kovalev?
Canelo has the leverage.
Exactly. He don't got to give Kovalev shit. Either Kovalev take it or leave it. Canelo, do you know there's a rehydration clause for this fight?
Yeah.
I reported on it. People came at me talking about I'm a Canelo hater.
I'm
just pointing out the fact.
You sound like a
y'all
hater.
hate the fact I'm pointing out the fact. If there's a rehydration clause, I'm going to point it out. If you mad at me for calling out that Canelo, there's a rehydration clause for the Kovalev fight, like, I'm just doing my job reporting the information. Meanwhile, you out here trying to make excuses. I'm saying, you saying this, the zone owns Canelo. ESPN, Kovalev fights for ESPN. I believe Bob Arum is his promoter right now, Kevin Duva. But my point is this.
Bob Arum's never been his.
But my point is this. Kevin Duva, obviously Kovalev fight for ESPN or so. He goes to he fights Kovalev. I mean, he fights Canelo. It's a fight. Either he take it or leave it. Canelo could care less because he could fight anybody and make money. Matter of fact, this fight drew the lowest crowd for a Canelo Alvarez fight in the weigh-in and in the fight. So my point is this. Kovalev had everything to gain. He wanted to cash out and go home. And that's exactly what he did. He got paid a lot of money and more power to him. But my point is this. Why will DAZN give him 3 fights to a washed-up Kovalev that just got knocked out by a fighter moving up 2 weight divisions? They could care less about Kovalev. Who the hell Kovalev finna draw in to DAZN on his next 3 fights?
That's just called
nobody.
Business. That's just a business model.
They kept trying to.
That's a business model in doing that. It's happened before. The thing is, like, how do you? I just gave you an example of when Bernard Hopkins fought Trinidad. So Trinidad was the star at the time, so he had all the leverage. So just to get the fight, Bernard Hopkins had to agree that his next fights after that had to be with Don King, even though everybody thought that Trinidad was going to knock out Bernard Hopkins. So if Bernard Hopkins would have got knocked out, he still would have had to fight under Don King. That's how you secure fighters. You use the leverage that you have. You keep saying
Don King. That's the promoter. That's the Golden Boy. I'm talking about the zone, the network. It's 2 different conversations. I'm talking about the zone.
He didn't have a TV deal.
Hold on. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Kovalev got a TV deal with ESPN. He could fight on ESPN. But my point is this. How come if he loses, he get a 3-fight deal with
He got the deal before he lost.
Hey, let me finish. That's another strike for you. He got a 3-fight deal with the zone if he lost. However, if he wins, he doesn't get a 3-fight deal. It's just be a rematch and negotiations.
Well, I want to see that contract. Well,
exactly.
I don't.
Well, that's what I'm
want to
saying.
see that contract.
It's a lot of fishy things going on.
Oh,
The
my
knockout
God.
look. The knockout.
Are we gonna talk boxing or conspiracy theories, man?
Now I give it to you real. I think the knockout Kovalev should get extra points if this was a dive and the way he did the stanky leg. If it was a dive and he did the stanky leg the way he did it, he should get extra points for that. He should get extra million for just that act right there because that's the only thing that sold it. But picture this: Kovalev wasn't hurt prior to that. He got caught by a left hook on the ear that was partially blocked because Kovalev has his hand down. So he get caught like right here on the ear. And what does he do? He do the stanky leg and get caught. And obviously Canelo Alvarez follow up with a nice right. That wasn't, all that. But I'm saying he was already hurt from the left hook. So you telling me that left hook did all that damage? Like since when Canelo Alvarez been this power puncher?
It, man. When you saw it live, you was like, what happened? You was like, my God.
Name me the fighter that Canelo Alvarez knocked out with the left hook on that level. Name me just one fighter.
With the left hook?
With the left hook. Just name me one fighter.
He knocked out Baltimore, I think, with a left hook.
Baltimore?
Coming in
He was a 147-pounder, washed up as hell. And Canelo Alvarez was in his prime, and you're gonna say
he had never been
Baltimore?
knocked. He had never been knocked out.
And when was that? When was that Baltimore fight? A decade ago, exactly. You got to go back a decade ago for you to bring up a name. That's what I'm saying.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't a decade ago.
When was it?
I'll look it up, but I'm
go ahead, look it up. I'm saying it was not nowhere recent. It wasn't his. He ain't even fought Ricky Hatton brother then, I believe. Come on, man. He
had fought. Like that was the first time we saw.
Have he fought Trout?
At that time, no, he hadn't fought.
And that's 2012. And what year we on to right now? 2019.
That's not a decade.
Almost a decade. It's closer to a decade than 5 years. So my point, you're trying to deflect. You're trying to get away from my point. So I know the truth hurt.
Truth.
But you.
So this is the truth, or is this speculation?
Name me a fighter Canelo knocked out with a left hook on that level.
What do you mean on what level?
On the Kovalev level.
He fights top fighters.
Exactly. Does he knock him out with a left hook?
He's got power. I've seen him drop.
Name me a fighter. You ain't naming me nobody. You keep saying.
Because I don't want to have this conversation. To be honest, you talking about it like we can talk
because you can't hang with the truth.
Doing this, that's your truth. That's not a fix. Like I didn't see the fix in. If it came, then that's a black eye on boxing.
Well,
but
a lot of fighters coming out saying that. Kojak coming out saying that.
One fighter.
Badu Jack, and there's many more. I'm saying everybody. That's the hottest thing on the internet right now. Everybody on social media talking about it was a fix because it did look like a fix. Canelo moving up 2-weight divisions, knocking out Kovalev with a left hook. A man that not known for a one-punch knockout power, and he just does that to the person that's supposed to be the crusher. I'm saying I had Canelo Alvarez winning by knockout. That was my prediction. Mm-hmm. I bet you on that, and I won the bet. You still owe me my money, right? But my point is this. I picked Canelo, but I thought Canelo was going to break him down like Andre Ward did to the body. Even Andre Ward caught him with a nice right hand. Kovalev took. Andre Ward had to follow up with like 10 body shots and headshots in order for him to stop Kovalev. Canelo Alvarez throws one left hook and a follow-up right, and the dude already did the stinky leg and got knocked out. Sound fishy to me. A dude get a 3-fight contract with your boy. Look, it was partially blocked. The left hook was partially blocked, and the dude still did the stinky leg. Man, we all know what time it is. It's fishy as hell, and like I said, at the end of the day, you out here trying to promote the Canelo Alvarez fight from the get-go. You said that Kovalev was going to win the fight.
I did. I was. That's what makes boxing intriguing. Is like you don't know what happened until they get into the ring. I just looked at that replay. It looked like that dude was hurt. He got if you get hit behind the ear with that, then like that throws off you. And then he stumbled, and then he got caught with a clean, picture perfect right. So really, it was the right hand that dropped him. It
was the left hook. He already did the stanky leg up to that point.
The right hand dropped him. The right hand dropped him.
If he didn't follow up with the right hand, he was going to get dropped anyways. But the right hand just basically killed him. Basically, he almost put him on a coma, and that's what Kovalev does to people. But how come in this fight only, Kovalev didn't throw not even one stiff jab? He did not even throw no power punches.
How was he winning rounds? How was he winning
throwing
rounds?
pity pat punches because Canelo wasn't doing a damn thing. Canelo wasn't doing anything. Like, Canelo, he ain't finna win rounds not throwing any punches, and the judges had him winning anyways.
Well, you didn't say we streamed this live. You weren't saying any of this. After the knockout, you did not say it was fixed. You went on the internet and you saw all this other stuff, and you was like, man, that was fixed. But watching it live, you was like, it looked legit.
What was I saying? What was I saying on the live? Wasn't I saying why the freak Kovalev keep throwing pity-pat punches? Didn't I say that like a million times?
I'm talking about the knockout.
I don't care about the knockout. I'm talking about up to that knockout point.
How come you didn't say it was fixed when you saw it live?
What did I say up to that point? I said, what the hell is going on? Why is Kovalev throwing pity-pat punches? Why Kovalev ain't throwing no hard power punches? Didn't I say that throughout the fight? Where's the haymakers at? It looked like Canelo.
He don't fight like he doesn't throw haymakers.
He throws power punches.
He throws straight punches. His jab, his straight punches are powerful. His jab, what I explained and my intention, and Buddy McGirt talked about the game plan, was that he needed to get away from being so stationary, because that's how you get to somebody's body if they're just stationary. So he worked around the ring, and then he had a plan that had him in position to at least go home with his belt or whatnot, but he got wrecked by a massive left hook.
He wasn't gonna take the
right hand.
He wasn't gonna take the belt. No way. It goes to scorecard. Canelo was gonna win thanks to the judges. It goes. I mean, and obviously they was working on, Kovalev and his trainer was working on taking a dive, and the whole time during camp, I mean, he was putting on an act. I mean, he did the better job than Tyson Fury on the WWE, and obviously, if it was a fixed, man, that was messed up. But like I said, it's just a lot of fishy things going on, from the knockout, the way it happened, the way Kovalev was just, not himself. Like I said, I'm not. If I wasn't asking for Kovalev to throw a check hook, you know what I'm saying, like a Floyd Mayweather check hook. I wasn't asking him to do that. I was just asking him, throw a freaking stiff jab, which you known for, and he didn't do that at all the whole night. So that's where I'm questioning things. I'm questioning things where, why is Canelo Alvarez out here looking like the crusher, not Kovalev? I mean, where is his self-belief? Where was that? Oh, I'm gonna show him I'm the bigger man.
Did you see the fight against Yarde, man? Like, he fought similar against Yarde or whatnot, almost got
cruiserweight. And what he did,
he almost got took out by Yard and stuff. So, but his inexperience was the one doing it. So the writing, I said that the writing was on the wall for Kovalev, and then so this is a point that you take out.
Listen,
and then
so you telling me, so you saying Yard was a cruiserweight, and Yard
he fought at 175.
Got knocked out by Kovalev, and Kovalev was throwing some real punches against Yard, right? I didn't see none of them punches thrown.
He got dropped by a jab.
Exactly.
And
where
then
was that jab at?
It wasn't. No. The thing was, Yard basically was just tired. It was what. Go watch the fight. Like, I'm gonna ask y'all out there, please do not take your boxing advice from LL Cool J. All right, somebody who's never there.
How about Badu Jack?
Badu Jack is a hater.
So how come if Yard was this guy that didn't have much experience and almost beat Kovalev, how come you picked Kovalev to beat Canelo?
Because I thought I said it.
Well,
I thought that Kovalev had one more great performance in him, and then I wasn't sure how my bad. I wasn't sure how Canelo was going to react to going up in weight and then having that bigger person. Well, particularly Kovalev wasn't leaning on him. He wasn't doing those things. But I picked Kovalev. I wanted him to win, actually. But I'm gonna give credit to Canelo. I'm not gonna go as far as Kevin Iole on Yahoo Sports, who now he thinks that this is Canelo's generation and has him #1 pound for pound after this performance.
Well, even Ring Magazine don't have Canelo #1. Even Ring Magazine, that's owned by Golden Boy, have him ranked #3. So Canelo could complain all he want, cry all he want, but he's being favored, and they're already doing him a favor putting him #3. And obviously, if Golden Boy own Ring Magazine and they have him ranked #3, what is you complaining about? That's your own promotional company. They even have 2 fighters on top of you because they know what time it is, because they know that the list won't have no credibility if they put Canelo #1, because he's not #1. So that being said, Morales came out on Canelo. He stated that Canelo fight people on the way out the door, co-signing everything that I'm saying. He said he want to see him versus the Charlo of the world, the fighters in their prime, like an Andrade, his generational fighters. Why is he out here fighting grandpa versions of fighters? That being said, appreciate it, Professor Nim. Obviously, we had a great show today. I had Professor Nim screaming, hollering, and nobody still could hear him because obviously I'm speaking the truth, you know, being calm and collective. And when I'm striking, I got to strike hard. Hey, Professor Nim, show him that shit real quick one time, though.
Bro,
hey, you know what? That's all the haters is that middle finger from a pretty female. So that being said, Professor Nim, obviously me and him disagree when it comes to the Canelo, Lomachenko, all that. But at the end of the day, I took him to the AkHi University. He is my student, even though he a real life professor. Hey, I'm not a hater. I'm a truth seeker. You know, call me the truth seeker. You know,
if y'all think that fight was fixed or whatnot, if y'all want to give Canelo credit, I mean, he beat somebody who was shop worn. He did what he was supposed to do, even though I thought that Kovalev had it in him to do it.
I could care less about the fixed part. I'm talking about him ducking Charlo and Morales, Barrera, Chavez, all these guys, the legend that we look up to, saying this and that, like they want to see the fight, and you over here trying to justify Canelo for ducking, trying to make up excuses. Like, at the end of the day, quit speaking for Canelo, Professor Nim. You ain't Canelo. You ain't finna fight for Canelo. So unless you Canelo,
you
can
speaking
speak
for
like
Charlo.
that.
You speaking for Charlo.
Charlo, hey, I don't got to speak for Charlo. The Lion's speaking for himself. He said, I'm willing to fight Canelo in Mexico City. He said, I'm willing to fight Jacob in New York City.
Guess what?
Hey, New York all
Get
day.
in line.
Shout out. We already
Everybody
know what
wants
time
to fight Canelo. Just because you want to fight him doesn't mean that you know why people want to fight Canelo? Because Kovalev just got 14 million or whatnot. They want that bag or whatnot.
Hey,
of course you going to.
Maybe he
fight
got
somebody,
that,
Charlo.
maybe,
Fight
maybe,
somebody in the top
maybe,
5.
Maybe it was that, you know, fixed. But at the same time, you keep saying this and that. But the line right here, my man done called out not just Canelo, Gennady Golovkin, who turned down the fight, Jacob, who turned down the fight, all these guys.
Andre,
he wants all the smoke. He even called out Andre.
No, he didn't.
He willing to fight him on Showtime. He ain't willing to go to the zone. That being said, Floyd Mayweather done beat up every Mexican great fighter from the Mexico City on their own independent day. And Canelo claimed he's going to take that throne for Floyd, and he won't fight one brother on his Mexican days just as a payback. Like, yeah, Floyd, remember when you was beating up our people, making us feel bad and shit? I'm going to do the same shit. On our Mexican day, on our Mexican holiday, I'm finna beat up all your people. And Andrade and Charlo looking, waiting, like, man, hey, Canelo's supposed to be showing up. He was a no-show.
I know, like, why
You know
don't we fight each other, and then we can say we fought somebody in the top 5, and then maybe we can get a fight with Canelo.
Maybe because they're on 2 different networks, and DAZN and Showtime only make fight happen when it's a big fight. How about that? Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Subscribe below if you're trying to get smart about them, and if you're trying to get dumb about a second, don't listen to these casual fans. Click on the notification bell to get notified every time we go live. And you know, when we go live, we're gonna put Professor Nim in the hot seat because all the female boxers. You know, I don't like how Professor Nim put it right there. Oh, I ain't for that. Look, get your money how you can, boo-boo. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do, boo-boo, to get your money. You know what I'm saying? But all I'm saying is that I ain't trying to see y'all get hurt. So if y'all going to make that money without being hurt, I'm all for it. So appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thank you to Professor Nim. Obviously, you know, every person need a dancing partner. I got my dancing partner. And the only thing, he ain't dancing with me. He like a baby trying to crawl and shit. And I knocked his ass out, man. I done knocked him out too early, though. But appreciate it, Professor Nim. And, you know, we out.
How long did that go?